Hi, my name is Sandra Wind Carson. Today we're going to do a practice to open up the hips and the lower back. And we're going to work with the leg muscles and mainly the insides of the legs. So I invite you to take a comfortable seat. Make sure that you keep your blocks and a blanket handy, and take a blanket to sit on if your lower back rounds. And take your hands to your thighs, close your eyes for a moment, and turn to your breath. Just feel the movement of your breath in your body. You don't need to change anything. Just open yourself for the flow of this energy. Feel your hips and your seat grounded in the floor. And create a corresponding rising and lightness in the upper body. We do this practice to become more whole, to become more aware of the different parts of ourselves that make up who we are. So invite yourself to your practice. Invite yourself to your mat. And please fold your hands in Anjali Mudra in front of the heart. And bow with respect. Open your eyes and lift up your head. Please come to standing. So we're first going to warm up a little bit. Take the feet a little bit wider than hip width apart and turn the toes out just a little bit. And we're going to move with the breath. So press your feet into the floor. Inhale and stretch up. And we're going to exhale and swing forward. Take the arms out and even bend the knees. And inhale. Keep the knees bent. Come all the way up to standing. We're going to do this 4 more times. Exhale. And inhale. Exhale. And inhale. Exhale and come down. Inhale and rise up. And one more time. Exhale, come all the way down. And inhale. Come up to standing. And exhale. Bring your hands down. Now take the feet a little bit wider. And again, keep the toes turned out. This is not very regular practice that we do this, but for this exercise, we're going to create some awareness in the upper inner thigh muscles, and they're the key to opening up the hips. So have the toes turned out, hands on the hips, make your legs strong, and we're going to bend the knees and make sure, just check your knees and your feet. Make sure that the knees are in a straight line with the feet. And exhale, come up. Inhale, come down. And exhale, come up. Inhale, down. I'm going to do this a couple more times to really start to feel the inner upper thighs. They're called the adductor muscles. And come back up. Breathe in and out through your nose. Inhale and exhale, coming up. Inhale, coming down. Really squeeze the muscles in to strengthen and straighten the legs again. One more time. Coming down. And come back up. So you should have some sensation in the upper inner thighs now. So you can locate those muscles a little bit easier.
It's 10 hours.
Come to the front of your mat. we're gonna do a little bit of flow. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold, dive out over the legs. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold. At any point here, you can reach for your blocks and have your blocks handy underneath your hands. Inhale, take your left leg back. Come to a lunge position. Release the hips down. Soften. And inhale, come back up. Exhale, fold. And inhale, take your right leg back and come down. Let the feet sink into the floor. Feel a nice stretch in the hips. And inhale, come to standing. Exhale, fold. Inhale, take your left leg back again. Big step back. Place your back heel on the floor and come up to standing. Make sure your back foot is in line with the back end of the mat. And the front knee, bend it in a square and let your knee be in line with your ankle. Feel your breath and then make your back leg strong. And engage again the muscles on the upper inner thigh. So pull the leg in towards the front. Keep that, take your arm over your head and stretch out. Let your breath be deep and full. And curl the toes and tuck the tail under and come all the way up to standing. Let's do the other side. And place your right hand on your right hip. Let your feet sink into the floor and make your legs strong. Upper inner thighs engage. And then take your arm up over your head and stretch out. Parshvakonasana variation. Root the tail down. Inhale and come up. Straighten the front leg. Now make both legs, both feet parallel to one another for the next pose, Prasarita Padottanasana. So as we start to open up the hips, we get deeper into the hamstrings, and engagement of the upper inner thighs is really important for that opening. So place your hands on your hips, bend forward, and again, you can take your blocks here if you need to. Place your hands underneath your shoulders and pull the legs toward one another. So you hug the midline, engaging the adductors. So we're creating an awareness in all those parts of ourselves, and let all those different parts come together. So keeping the legs strong, now bend forward a little bit more deeply. Let the head hang. So let the breath be soft and keep the legs strong. Then place your hands on your hips. Hug the legs in towards one another. Curl your tailbone under and inhale, come up to standing. Good, so we're gonna do that again, coming into a twist. So bend forward. Now place your left hand on the floor between the legs, right hand on the right hip. Take a nice deep breath and soften. Then hug the legs in towards one another. Create awareness by hugging the legs in. Keep that awareness. Inhale and take your right arm up. Just stay here for a couple breaths and just notice how the hips want to turn in with this twist. And so we're resisting in the upper inner thighs and keep pushing the thighs back. Inhale, come back to center. Place your right hand down, left hand on the hip. Soften and take a breath. Make the legs strong, hug them into the midline, and take your left hand up. If you can, you keep it up. If that's really hard for you, then you can take your hand to your hip again. Come to this twist and resist at the thigh. So hug the legs in. Keep that stability there. And inhale. Come back to center. Fold. Place the hands on the hips. Shoulders back. Make your legs strong and curl the tailbone under to rise up with your breath. Good. Now we're going to come to downward facing dog. So stretch back. While you're in downward facing dog, just look at your knees and make sure that they are in line with your ankles. So make them as wide as your ankles. After you do that, again, pull the legs in towards the midline. Hug the midline with awareness of the upper inner thighs. And then keeping that awareness, then start to push the thighs back. And now you get deeper into the hamstrings, creating a deeper stretch. And that will help to open up the hips and the lower back. Breathe in, step forward towards the hands. Again, take your blocks if you need to keep a nice long spine and bend forward. Feel the movement of your breath. Soften your face. Place your hands on the hips, shoulders back. Inhale and come back up to standing. And stretch the arms all the way up. Keep your thigh bones rooted back and the tailbone moving down. And exhale, hands in Samastiti. Come again to the center of your mat for Prasarita Padottanasana. Taking the feet parallel to one another. Take your blocks if you need to and bow forward. Straight legs. Place the hands underneath the shoulders and soften here first. Then hug the leg muscles in towards one another, keeping that stability in the legs. Now walk the hands over to the left. And if you can hold the outer shin, the outer left shin with your right hand and bow over your left leg, any amount. And if you're using blocks, you can keep your hands on your blocks and just walk them over to the side. But keep that awareness in the legs. So keep pulling them in and pushing the thigh muscles back. Inhale, come back to center and walk over to the other side. And bow forward here. So keep resisting the thighs and keep moving them back, as well as pulling them in towards one another. Deep, full breath. Breathe into the stretch and inhale. Come back to the center. You can micro bend your knees. Place your hands on your hips. Draw the legs in towards one another and come up to standing. Next pose we're going to do, step the feet together, is Garudasana, the eagle pose. to create opening in the hips, we engage the upper inner thighs. So place your feet together, make your legs strong, and hug them in. So press them in towards one another. And then take your left leg and wrap it around, place the left knee on top of the right knee. Now, if you can, you hook the toes on the lower leg, but if you can't do that, that's fine. You can keep the leg here, but press the outer edge of your left foot into your shin. So wherever you are. And then place the right arm underneath the left. If you can, this is the full pose. If this is too challenging for you at this point, you can take your arms out like this, like eagle's wings. And then bend the knees. Keep squeezing the upper inner thighs towards one another. And bend. Inhale, come back up to standing. Release the arms, release the legs. We'll do the other side. So cross your legs, keep them very active, energy hugging into the midline. Left arm underneath, and then bend as deeply as you can, as what is appropriate for you. So keep squeezing the leg muscles in and push your sit bones towards the floor, creating a nice opening in the pelvis and in the lower back. Inhale, come back up, release the arms, and release the legs. Good. Come to downward facing dog. Let's stretch out. Feel your breath. And then inhale, come onto the knees. And we're going to come on to lying on our side. Support your head with your hand and place your right foot in front of your left leg on the floor, knee bent. Now, to create some more awareness in the inner thigh, we're going to do the next exercise. So flex the feet, the left foot, and press it into the floor. Keep that engagement on the outer and the front side of the leg, and then inhale and lift it up. Exhale, release. Do this 5 times. Inhale, lift up, that's 2. Inhale, 3, 4, and one more, 5. Good, so that's one side. You can roll over onto your mat. I'm gonna get up and go to the other side. So you support your head and you find the balance with your left foot on the floor. Press the outer edge of your right foot down into the floor. Inhale and lift up and come down 5 times. 2, follow your breath. 3, 4, and 5. And then release. So push yourself back up to a seated position. We're going to use the block now for the next exercise. We're going to place a block or anything else that's suitable for you between the shins and place the hands behind the hips. Now we're going to squeeze the shins toward one another and use the inner upper thighs and engage them. And if you want, you can lift up the legs, stay here, keep the toes spread, or you can keep your legs on the floor and work here. So we're creating an awareness of the core here, but we're using the upper inner thighs to engage and help that stability. So 2, we're going to do 5 here, 2, 3, 4, and one more, 5, and release. Okay, so we're creating a nice, solid foundation to open up the hips. Come to downward facing dog. Stretch out. And then come to lying on your belly. So when we open up the hips more deeply, we stretch the hamstrings, the back of the legs, which we did earlier in the class. We have a strong, solid engagement of the upper inner thighs, and we stretch the thigh muscles because they tend to lock the hips by pulling the thigh bones forward. So place your right arm in front of you and bend your left knee. Press your knee into the floor to engage the thigh muscles. Curl the tailbone under and move your foot deeper towards your hip. And breathe into the stretch. So now we're lengthening the quadriceps so the thigh bones can move back more easily. And then change legs. Bend your right knee. Soften. Press your knee down into the floor and then pull your foot towards your hip. Root the tailbone down and create a nice stretch in the upper thigh. Now, if you notice that the leg is rolling out to the side, again, engage the adductors, the upper inner thigh muscles, and the shin muscles to pull the leg in again towards the midline. And then slowly release that side. Push yourself up to a seated position and come to Dandasana, the staff pose. So Dandasana, we stretch the legs out straight. You can roll the inner thighs down towards the floor and make sure your lower back curls in. So use a block or a blanket if your lower back rounds. Also, if your hamstrings feel really tight, you might be sitting here with the knees bent a little bit, and that is fine. But we're gonna hug the midline again, so squeezing the legs in towards one another, and then pushing the thighs down, pushing the thigh muscles into the hamstrings to stretch the hamstrings. Keep the toes lifted up. Place your hands right next to your hips and breathe. So this position is technically already a hip opener. A hip opener is any position where the hip flexes. So right now the hip flexes in 90 degrees. And then slowly release that. Take the legs out to the side. And fold your left leg in. Janu Shirshasana. Keep the toes spreading wide and imagine that you have this block again on the inner edge of your leg, and you want to push into that block. You want to squeeze the block so the toes stay upright and the thigh can move back towards the floor. Keep that and walk the hands forward, bend forward. And again, make this a hip opener. So most of the forward bend comes from flexion in the hips, bending in the hips. So try to keep the spine nice and long so you can move your breath in and out more easily. And you keep the alignment in the upper body. Inhale, come back up to sitting. Take your left leg out, right leg in. Place your hands in the center. Take a nice deep breath, and then push your left heel down, push the top of your left thigh down. Right sitting bone equally presses down into the floor, and flex from the hips. Keep this movement, keep this hugging in action of the leg, so the leg will stay steady and straight up. So the inner upper thigh muscles are engaged. They are part of this pose. And breathe into the stretch of the hip, of the hamstring. And inhale, come back up to seated. Take both legs out. Janushirshasana, we just did that. Upavishta Konasana. So now keeping both legs straight up and engaged. You can roll the inner thighs down towards the floor a little bit to align the legs more. And keep awareness on the insides of the legs. So squeeze the legs in towards one another, even though they don't move. But it gives the whole body, and the lower body in particular, a sense of integration and stability, so we can safely open up the hips and the lower back. So walk the hands forward. So we keep an awareness in the legs. And especially the parts on the inner upper thighs, the adductors, they tend to be the weakest muscles in our legs. So we want to engage them in a balanced way. So they have to work a little bit harder than the other muscles. Breathe into the stretch. Inhale, come back up to center. Parshva Upavishta Konasana. Now place the hands on either side of your right leg. Root your tailbone down, tops of the thighs down. Awareness in the upper inner thighs. And with that awareness, now take your belly and your chest over the right leg and bend forward. And again, a flexion from the hip. And this pose has an element of twist and a forward bend in it as well. So keep rooting the left hip down. Keep hugging the midline with the legs to open up the hips more deeply. Inhale, come back up. Walk the hands to the other side. Take a nice deep breath in and expand from the inside. Root the legs down into the floor. Squeeze the midline and bring your belly and your chest over your left leg. Keep your breath as full and deep as you can. And inhale, come back up to seated. Now we're going to take the legs in, one last pose, Baddha Konasana. We take the feet together, the soles of the feet are touching. And this is a big stretch here in the upper inner thighs. So roll the thighs down towards the floor. And now help this action of hugging into the midline by holding underneath the shin bones. Spread the toes and lift the shins up. But you can resist that by moving the thigh bones further down. So I'm pulling up with my hands and I'm pressing down with my hips or with my top of my thighs. And then I bend forward. So the legs are engaged, muscles are active, and I'm creating a good, solid, safe opening in the hips. So let your eyes soften. And inhale, come back up to sitting and cross your legs into a comfortable position, Sukhasana or Siddhasana. And just let the hips release into the floor. Let the lower back lengthen and lift up and into the body, creating the natural curve in the lower back. And just close your eyes for a moment. Feel the groundedness of the pose from the hips down. Feel the space in the pelvis and the hips and the lower back. And just feel a sense of ease with your breathing. When we open up the hips and release the energy there, we can settle, we can relax and ground. It is easier to find a space in which we can be centered, which we can be still. And then please fold your hands in Anjali Mudra. Bow your head in gratitude to yourself, to this practice of yoga. And inhale, lift up your head. Namaste.